Hello friends, welcome to the channel. So today we are going to do a scheduling based LR set, and the importance of this topic is that every year in CAT you can expect at least one question, one set from this type. Scheduling based sets are basically on the tougher side, but every year there are very high chances you will get scheduling based set. So let's see how to solve this kind of questions. First, let us go through the points which are given in the question. So it is given that a neighborhood has 10 houses, okay, then 5 facing north and 5 facing south on either side of the road. They are present symmetrically on the both side of the road, okay. So the thing is, okay, while solving these kind of questions, what I would suggest you is that based on your experience, divide the paper into different parts, because in CAT exam generally what will happen is you will get this much length of notebook as a rough notebook. You will not get this much length. You will get the length of notebook will be just the size of this pen only, not more than that. So while solving the sets, especially try to solve from the left hand side of the paper, okay, so that you get two sheets like this. You get two sheets like this, and divide that those two sheets into, make those sheets into a single sheet, divide those sheets into different parts, and then try to solve. And if you are requiring additional papers, what I would suggest you is that tear the paper, and you, because tear the paper and then write down. Do not do like this. Let me show you an example. For example, I have a notebook here. So let us say this is a notebook. So while you are solving, do not try to solve from here. Try to solve from here. So you will have these two papers, okay, in hand, and this much sheet is available for you to solve. And if you want to move to next page, do not move to here and solve here. Then you have to come back here. Do not do like that. Tear these two sheets which are filled and put those in front of you, and then solve on the new paper, so that you can get the whole view. Otherwise your mind will not work properly, especially in solving the LR sets. Okay, this is a trick. So while practicing at home also, I would suggest you try to solve with small notebook. Do not take A4 size sheet. Okay, so in this question what I will do is I will divide it. Okay, perfect. I will divide this into 4 sheets. Okay. So the question is given like there is a road and 5 houses are there on one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are north facing. These are south facing. Okay. And who are the people? People are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Okay. And it is given that 5 of the owners are working professionals and 5 are sports person. So let me write it down. Who are working, and some of them are sports personalities. Let me write it down for clarity. So working professionals are lawyer and doctor, engineer and teacher and scientist. Okay. And sports personalities are those who play cricket, then tennis, then badminton, and then hockey, and then wrestling. Okay, perfect. Now assume that each owner faces road. Okay, all of them are facing towards the road, and Aram and James are working professionals with 2 sports player houses situated between them. Okay, so let us say Aram is here, James is here. These are working professionals, and there are 2 houses which are sports. And Aram is to the right of James. So Aram is right and James is left. Right now I am not filling because I do not know whether Aram is on the in the north facing house or south facing house. Okay. Then the doctor lives adjacent. Aram is sitting opposite to a, here it is given, uh, Aram is sitting opposite to a working professional. So Aram opposite is working. Okay. Doctor lives adjacent to Ethan. Okay. So doctor, Ethan, or doctor. So doctor can be to the right side or left side of E. Engineer and scientist are not in the same row as wrestler. So let us say wrestler is in row 1, then engineer and scientist are in row 2. The engineer is third to the left of scientist. So let us say scientist, then two people are between them, and engineer is to the left, scientist to the right. Okay. Hari, who does not live in the center of any row, lives opposite a sports player. So Hari is not in the center of any row, and Hari lives opposite a sports player. So Hari lives opposite a sports player. Then Ethan is a hockey player who is opposite to the lawyer. So what is this? Ethan is hockey player, and this is opposite to a lawyer. Okay. What else clue is given? Then both Balu and wrestler live in the same row. So wrestler is here, so Balu is also here. And Balu lives opposite Don. So Balu lives opposite Don. Okay. Wrestler lives adjacent to Aram. So Aram and wrestler or wrestler can be left or right. Gary lives opposite to Harry. So GH or HG. Okay. And what else clue is given? Clue is given about Fred does not live opposite a sports personality, and Cam is a working professional, lives opposite a sports personality. Another 7 point I think I have missed. Cricket and tennis player are the only sports player who live in the north facing house, and two houses are present between them. Okay. Okay. So in north facing house, cricket and tennis are there, and these two are the only sports players. So other player like badminton, then hockey and wrestling, these are in the south facing house. We know that wrestler and engineer and scientist are in the different row. From this we know that engineer and scientist are in row 2 and wrestler and B are in row 1. So obviously engineer and scientist will be here. Okay. B will also be here. Okay. Also we know that uh, engineer and scientist, there are two persons between them. So one condition can be like this: engineer and scientist. Okay. And two persons are between them. One condition can be like this: 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, engineer and scientist, and two, sorry, engineer and scientist, and two people are between them. So this is working, this is also working professional, this is also working professional, this is also working professional. Also it is given that uh, cricket and tennis are the two sports person in north. So and two people are between them, as far as I remember, are the only sports person who live in north, and two houses are present in between them. Okay. So it can be cricket or tennis sports. So it can be cricket or tennis, and this is sports. Perfect. Also, in this case, it can be cricket or tennis. This is sports. It can be cricket or tennis, and this is sports. Perfect. We know that A and J are two people, working professionals who have two sports person in between them. So obviously A and J cannot be in the north facing house because two sports person will not be going to be adjacent in north facing house. So A and J has to be in south facing house. Okay. So also A is to the right. A is to the right. So obviously, let me check again. A is to the right of James, and A sits opposite. A sits opposite a working professional. So can A be here? A and J? No, because here opposite is sports. This is sports. So obviously, in this case, A will be here, J will be here. This is working. This is working, and A sits opposite a working professional. In the case 2, can it be A and J? No, A cannot sit opposite a sports player. So again here also A will be here and J will be here. This is working, and these two people will be sports. Okay. So these two people will be sports. Okay. What else is given? Let us see. Hmm, A is opposite to working professional, satisfied. Then J is to the okay. Nearby to A, there is wrestler. So obviously this has to be wrestler. Okay. In second case, we do not know where the wrestler is, and let me check the conditions. What else is given? It is given that doctor lives adjacent to Ethan and Hari lives in north facing house. Okay. Hari lives in north facing house. So H is here. So G and H are here. Okay. So can it be G and H? Not in the same row as that of wrestler, the engineer is third to the left of scientist. Hari does not live in the center of any row. So obviously here Hari cannot be here. Okay. Now Aram and James is done. This clue is completely done. Number 1. Aram and James are working professional with two sports player houses situated between them, and Aram is to the right of James. Aram is sitting opposite to a working professional. The doctor lives adjacent to Ethan. So let me check once again. Here engineer is there, scientist is there, cricket and tennis is there, and two sports are there, and in this row 3 sports are there, so this will also be sports. Okay, so badminton, hockey and wrestling are here, and who are left? Lawyer is left and doctor is left. Okay, and Ethan is a hockey player who sits opposite to lawyer, so obviously Ethan has to be here. Okay, so Ethan has to be here, who sits opposite to a lawyer. So lawyer will be in south facing zone, so here lawyer will be there, and here teacher will be there. Okay, so similarly here lawyer will be there, and above teacher will be there. Okay, and Ethan is a hockey player. So who else is left? Okay, and opposite to Ethan, lawyer is there. Okay, so engineer is here, cricket or tennis is here, cricket or tennis is here, scientist is here. So obviously lawyer has to be here. Okay, opposite to lawyer has to be E, and it has to be hockey. Similarly, in case 2, here lawyer is there, hockey is there, E is there. Near to A, wrestler is there. So now we can say this is wrestler. This is sports. Okay. So let me mark it down once again. Let me mark it down a bit. A is done, E is done, J is done. Okay, so this cannot be H. G and H has to be there. Okay, we will look how it goes. And A is done, E is done, J is done. And Balu and wrestler live on the same side. So only place left for Balu is B. B lives opposite to Don, so this is D. Similarly, only place for Balu is here B. B lives opposite to Don, so this is D. Okay. And obviously this has to be badminton. Similarly, this has to be badminton. Okay. Now, what else is left? B opposite Don, and lawyer has to be H. And lawyer is working, and this has to be H. Lawyer is, sorry, H cannot be in the middle. Wait. I think I have done one mistake here. Now, Ethan is a hockey player who sits opposite to the lawyer. This is also done. Harry, who does not live in the center of, lives opposite a sports player. Okay, we have yet to figure it out. Engineer and scientist are not in the same row as that of wrestler. The engineer is third to the left of scientist. This is done. Doctor lives adjacent to Ethan. So adjacent to E. Doctor is there. Okay. So definitely this one is doctor. Because this is a working professional and B is a sports person. Similarly, adjacent to hockey, doctor is there. So this person is doctor. Okay. So what else is left? This is also done. Balu and wrestler live in the same row. Balu lives opposite Don. This is also done. Cricket and tennis player are the only sports player who live in Northwest. This is also done. Now wrestler lives adjacent to Aram and opposite a sports player. This is also done. Gary lives adjacent to Harry. So Gary lives adjacent to Harry. Okay. So this pair is not left for G and H. Can this be G? Can this be H? No, because H cannot be in the middle. Also, one thing is Harry does not live. Harry lives opposite a sports player. Okay. So definitely these two pair has to be G and H. And Harry lives opposite a sports player. So this has to be H. This has to be G because opposite sports player. Okay. So G H. Similarly, in the case 1, this has to be G, this has to be H because opposite a sports player. Okay. Now what else is given? This is also done. What else is given? Cam is a working professional, lives opposite a sports player. So working person opposite a sports player. Where the condition is here, working opposite sports. This is working. So yeah, this condition is here. Cam opposite a sports player. Similarly, this is here, Cam opposite a sports player working. Now what else is left? Fred does not live opposite a sports personality. So Fred lives opposite a working professional. So Fred lives opposite a working person. Only place left is empty is here. Fred lives opposite a working. In the above case, Fred lives opposite a working professional. So Fred lives opposite a working professional. Yeah. Last place left is of I. Last place left is of I. Okay. I think we have filled the table up to the best of our abilities. So let's see the questions. For how many people can their house location be? See, in these kind of questions, what you have to do is you keep on reading the comments again and again and again till you are able to fill the whole of the table. Okay. For how many people can their house location be uniquely determined? So let's see. We will start from A, B, C, D, E, I, F. Let me reduce the size a bit of the paper. Okay. For A, I think we have not written it down. A is for what? Wrestling is done, hockey is done, doctor is done, badminton is done. So what else is left now? I think teacher is left. So A is teacher here. And here this is teacher and this has to be badminton. Okay. Let me clear these side comments. Clear these side comments. Okay. So for A, in the case 1, A is here and it is a teacher. Here is here is a doctor. So no, not for A. For B, badminton but location is different. So if you read out carefully, you will find out that for only E and C, location and profession are fixed. E is in the middle of the south facing house and it is hockey. C is middle in the north facing house is lawyer in case 1. Similarly, in case 2 also, same condition is there. So answer is 2. Only for 2 persons, only for 2 people, we can uniquely determine their house locations. Okay. Question number 2. Which of the following pairs of people are definitely not present opposite to badminton and tennis? So badminton and here cricket or tennis. So badminton and tennis can be present opposite to each other. What other option is there? Other option is James and Fred, J and F. Yeah, J and F can be present opposite. Doctor and scientist. So here doctor opposite scientist. They can also be opposite to each other. I and G, Ivan and Gary. I and H are opposite. In case 2, I and H are opposite. So option number D is the right answer. Ivan and Gary cannot be present opposite to each other. Question number 3. For how many people can their profession or sport be uniquely determined? Okay. Profession or sport. A is a teacher in case 1. A is doctor in case 2. So no. B is badminton in case 1. Badminton in case 2. So B. C is lawyer. C is lawyer. So C. And D is cricket or tennis. And D is cricket or tennis. So no. E is hockey. E is hockey. F is scientist. So here F is also scientist. Yeah. G is engineer and here G is engineer. Perfect. H is cricket or tennis. H is cricket or tennis. So no. I is wrestler and here I is wrestler. So yeah. And J is doctor and here J is teacher. So only for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only for 6 people profession or sport can uniquely be determined. So answer has to be 6. Option number C. Who of the following is situated opposite to Harry? Ivan, Aram, James or Balu. So opposite to Harry. Opposite to H is I. Here also opposite to H is I. So Ivan is the right answer. Okay, Ivan is the right answer. So last question is, Which of the following can be the number of houses present between Don and Gary, D and G? So in case 1, between D and G, there are 1, 2, 3 houses. In case number 2, between D and G, there is only 1 house. So 1 or 3 is the right answer. So let me see, either 1 or 3. Option number C is the right answer. So I hope you have been able to follow how I solved this scheduling set. These kind of sets are generally on the difficult side, on the tougher side, but once you practice them, then they are going to be super easy for you. They are a bit time consuming, but in these kind of questions, a lot more logical reasoning is not required. You have to be just careful. Sometimes there are some scheduling sets of where you are required to draw some tables also. We will be going for those scheduling sets in the next video. So till then, bye bye, meet you in the next video.